Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime Primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
I'm having nightmares right now.
Matt Hayes.
Big asses, big thighs, yeah.
And Leon Searcy.
Big Bath and Beyond. Nothing says football like scented soap.
How you like me now?
How many of you are going to buy scented soap, huh? How many of you for Valentine's Day? As we get into it the day before Friday the 13th, you may feel a little unlucky today if you're one of those superstitious types, but you can turn it into a lucky day if you get it right with Valentine's Day. So welcome in a beautiful Friday. Big Sirs, Joe C, JJ, Maddie is off today, so he's out enjoying things with his daughter, so that's good stuff as well. We got plenty to get into. We got some Trinidad Chambliss talk that we will get into today, just talking about him getting another year of eligibility. Not shocked, not surprised at all, but we will definitely dig into that conversation and then throw a few other college football topics your way and some Jaguar topics. But Big Sirs, we're a day away from Valentine's, and you, me, and JJ were having a little conversation earlier in the pre-show. I get the feeling, and maybe some of our prime-timers, our nooners, can chime in on this, that is it a holiday just for the ladies as opposed to the fellas? It is. Is that how it's shaking out just a little bit right now?
Yeah, men are compromised on Valentine's Day.
Yeah?
We put forth all the effort.
Yeah, it's true.
We do. We do the flowers, the dinners, the bouquets, and whatever, scented soap and candles, and somehow we're left out. We're abandoned. Mm-hmm. And I'm speaking from experience. Yes.
Okay.
I had to reach out and I wrote down everything I was going to do for Valentine's Day, the dinner, the flowers, and stuff like that.
So you had a plan.
I had a plan of action, but I found out that someone else didn't. So yeah, I'm being compromised. I'm feeling used.
So you're feeling like,
yeah, I know I'm loved.
Yeah,
but I'm feeling a little used. That's all.
Maybe they expect more to receive as opposed to give.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right,
but
man.
I just thought Valentine's Day was supposed to be a couple's.
Yeah, it's a reciprocal deal.
A couple's retreat. Yeah. Give and take. That's all.
This much I know. Let's just say you have beautiful children, TLD and I, with Michael in the middle and the two beautiful daughters, Annie and Hyla, that Mother's Day on the calendar comes before Father's Day, smartly. Because you got to take care of mom first. And if you don't take care of mom, then Father's Day probably not going to be as good as Mother's Day. Okay?
But I can respect that.
Yeah. But you can see my logic,
I can see your logic, yeah,
But
absolutely.
in the case of, say, Christmas and Valentine's, it's reciprocal on the same exact day.
It is.
Okay, you open up your present, I open up my present. Both of us should have been thinking about the other one. That kind of deal.
I agree.
All right, dudes, let us know if you feel like you're a little deprived on Valentine's Day.
Man, me saying that now, let me just say this now. I get loving all throughout the year.
Yeah.
So you don't have to centralize it in just one day.
I immediately looked at JJ and I'm like, he might have just hit that beep, beep, beep. He might have just thrown it in reverse just to cover his tracks just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because if the lovely Brenda's listening, then yeah, you might have to backtrack just a little bit. But I get it.
I backpedaled a little bit.
Every day's
I'm a
a
smart
good day,
man, bro. Trust
right?
me.
Every day
I know she listens to the show.
All right, so you guys think about that a little bit. 641-1010. Hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, a Florida home AC Friday. We'd love for you guys to join in, talk a little ball with us, whatever's on your brain. I have watched some of the Olympics, not a ton of it, but we can get into that a little bit as we go into the weekend. I know that you were looking for other sports because this will be the first Sunday without football.
Yeah.
And that ain't easy, man.
It ain't easy, bro. I mean, it's the Olympic. I mean, I'll probably start watching a little NBA a little bit more now. I watched a little bit last night, the game that was on last night. So
that's going to be the last game for like a week. So
yeah, because they're going to run into All-Star
a really terrible time
Really?
to watch the NBA because it's done.
Yeah. They got the All-Star break.
The All-Star game. Okay, the All-Star is this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So if you want to watch that.
Yeah, I'm not. That's like the Pro Bowl. I'm not watching
Yeah.
Yeah. No. And I don't even actually know the schedule of events with the three-point contest, the slam dunk. I'm guessing tonight and Saturday.
They do that. Friday they usually do like the young sophomore
young
versus
game, yeah.
freshman game.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's what you got. That's what you're faced with. Beautiful Pebble Beach this weekend. The AT&T
We have the
Pebble
Daytona
Beach.
500.
Yeah, you got the 500. They dropped the green flag on Sunday.
Okay,
They're
there you go.
looking. They're looking now at maybe a little bit of bad weather. Hopefully, it'll be good down there in Daytona. You'll be able to hear it right here on the Superstation, 1010XL 92.5 FM, as they are ready to roll them out. And I love the horsepower in those big 3,500-pound machines rolling around that 2.5-mile tri-oval, trying to stretch it out to 190 mile an hour, which is going to be fun. So we'll look at the field there. But I did watch a little bit with the Pebble Beach yesterday. Rory, Scotty, Tommy Fleetwood. How about Tommy Fleetwood winning the FedEx Cup and he does not have any sponsorship on his body? That's just nuts. Just imagine if you had to go into NASCAR without any sponsorship, you'd have a plain white car. NASCAR is filled with sponsorship, but Tommy Fleetwood, for whatever reason, does not have it. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Trinidad Chambliss and what's going on with the Big Ten coming out with a plan. Pete Thamel has been not the first guy, but the guy that is behind this one in terms of the reporting right now. And this is nothing new to any of you college football fans, but it is a 24-team playoff format that is being put out there. And it looks like, as you might expect, the SEC and the Big Ten are in an arm wrestling contest for who's going to be the big behemoth in college football, who's going to have the most power in college football. And this 24-team format has been played out by the Big Ten. You were not a fan of either one of these in terms of expanding, right?
I'm a championship snob, to be quite honest with you. I don't think everybody should be privy to winning a national championship. I think the format in which it is right now, 12-team playoff, that's good enough. Now, you get rid of the James Madisons and I would have had no problem this year with Texas and Notre Dame being in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I would no whatsoever, because I think if you got the 12 best teams to compete for a national championship, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And adding another 12 at the 24, I mean, JJ was reading off what it would have looked like. We talking about Virginia. What was it? Virginia.
Some of the matchups that he had.
The matchups were terrible, bro.
Yeah. If you go back and
if it's all about ratings, you're not going to have any people watching that kind of stuff if it's a 24-team format.
I wouldn't think so.
No.
I know that you're desperate for any type of ball, so you're probably going to watch it. But as soon as you see the potential of a blowout, you're tuning out.
Bro, that's why they have bowl games.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's not privy to it.
If they could figure out a way to encompass some of this playoff football that they're describing in bowl settings, then I'm all for it. But you can't – I don't think you can create everything where you're doing 24 versus 1 or however you want to do it. So the Big Ten – according to Pete Thamel, internal document, the conference is saying they're calling it a 24-team CFP format compromise. And they're trying to figure out the best way to get as many people involved in the postseason as possible and call themselves a playoff team.
So the Big Ten is basically saying, okay, because the SEC won 16, right?
Yeah.
So they say,
that's what they would be for.
Yeah, so we'll do your 16 if you give us our 24.
Yeah, and so they want it because they want to get as many as they possibly can into the tournament from their conference, naturally. Makes a lot of sense. And now it's gotten to a point, let's just use, I guess we could use Mario and Miami as an example. Certainly Norvell and now the new coach down in Gainesville, John Summerall, no H, no E. They all feel pressure to make sure their team is, quote, a playoff football team. Mario's proven it. He got them in there. They made it all the way to the championship game. Norvell had an unbeaten team that didn't get invited, and he's been fighting and kicking and scratching to get north of 500 since then. We all know what happened down in Gainesville. Billy Napier was not a success, and so he's out the door. Now they got a new dude that's supposed to guide them to the postseason. Well, used to be if you said, hey, we made it to the college football playoff, you were one of 4. Go back to your time, you were one of 2. When you played for a national championship. Now it's 12. Now they say, hey, we need a business card that says, hey, I'm a head coach and I made it to the college football playoff. And now you got 24 of them.
Yeah, you got 24 of them because don't they share the revenues of the team that wins?
Yeah.
Do like the ACC did with Miami. The team that wins, it gets the money.
I don't think that'll happen.
I know it's not going to happen because they all want to share the money. But it's more than fair if the team that goes all the way. I mean, listen. If it's not the team that goes all the way that gets the money, then the team that wins, I mean, you get a percentage of the money. You shouldn't be able to share the money if you don't make a move in the playoffs.
Yeah, you should get a larger chunk. That I totally get. But over $1 billion was distributed by the SEC this year, right around that number from the Big Ten as well. All right, so we're going to get into that. At least give you an idea of what they're saying, what the 2014 would look like. And again, it's just there are a lot of college football teams out there, 130 plus, and so you're trying to figure out a way, percentage-wise, to say this number of teams needs to be rewarded with a postseason opportunity. So we'll get into it. Let's say hello to Coach Campo coming up in just a bit. It is a Friday brought to you by Florida Home AC. With all this cold, make sure that heating and AC unit is working properly. You can call 777-4300, order a tune-up. Make sure that thing is ready to rock and roll, whether you want the heat on or the cold on. They can do it for you. Count on them. Florida Home AC.
XL Primetime. Driven by Big Number 1 Duval Ford. Elite service for elite companies.
This is Eli Manning.
The Giants have won the Super Bowl.
Your MVP, ladies and gentlemen, Eli Manning.
On 1010 XL Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Sports fans, Max Fink here with 1010XL, and when I wanted to send flowers, the advice came fast. Use Kuhn flowers, they all said. Kuhn can handle anything for any situation. Well, I took that good advice. Kuhn flowers made it happen for me. KuhnFlowers.com.
Big personalities, bold opinions. Lunch just got louder. Josie, Matt, and Leon are XL Primetime from the Big Number 1 Duval Ford Studios.
Any questions? Yeah, when's lunch?
Noon to 2 on 1010XL.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Tara Loggeman here for Local Fair Jacks. Fresh, local produce, eggs, and meat delivered right to your door. It's where Jeff and I shop because we know exactly where our food is coming from. There's no scary recalls, just trusted local farmers. Visit localfairjacks.com.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here from the Blue Crab Crab House. February means the Mardi Gras menu returns to the Blue Crab Crab House. Gumbo, shrimp Orleans, blackened redfish, appetizers, dessert, and more. This includes, of course, their regular menu where you get crabs from the Alaskan waters, the Canadian waters, the Southern Georgia waters. It's only at the Blue Crab Crab House. Doors open at 4:30, San Jose, and of course, Julington Creek Road.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hi, I'm Lawrence Nicholas, CEO of the Jacksonville Humane Society. Thanks to the players for helping us provide care and compassion to animals in need and inspiring our community to support shelter pets. It's 25 days until the Players' Championship.
Yo, it's your main man ET here for Blue Chew. And guess what? Blue Chew tablet isn't just a tablet. It's a cheat code. Blue Chews provide access to chewable tablets that help you feel and perform at your best. Stronger, longer. It's like someone gave you downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. No awkward doctor visits and no uncomfortable waiting rooms. It's nothing worse when them nosy behind neighbors are looking at your packages and then asking you questions. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I got this. Blue Chew is simple, it's discreet, and delivered straight to your door. And let's be honest, this isn't just for you. Give her group chat something to talk about. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. And guess what? I got a special deal for our listeners. Get your first month of Blue Chew on me. That's right, Just use promo code 1010XL and you pay $5 shipping. That's it. Head over to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. Use code 1010XL, then just chew it and do it.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
He's our head coach. Dave Campo joins us now as we talk Super Bowl and Jaguar football with a dude who knows it, coach from the sidelines in Dallas, and that's where he presently resides. Coach, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, and I just want to tell Leon, listen, if Brenda's listening, you are one lucky guy. That's all I can tell you.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it, bro. Absolutely.
But is it occasionally with Kay, and you don't want to get in trouble any more than any of us do, but is it occasionally on Valentine's a one-way street, Coach, in your estimation?
It's a zero-way street. We treat Valentine's Day just like another day. We do our thing all year.
There you
go. Like Leon.
Yeah,
that's right, baby.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
That's right.
Treat them like a queen or a princess every single day, and you'll be good. That's for sure. And the reciprocation will be there. All right, so Coach, let's start off with the Super Bowl, if you don't mind, because you have a little something knowledge-wise in your coaching past with the Super Bowl, including 3 Super Bowl rings as a coach with the Dallas Cowboys. It was all defense, man. It had to be one of the more enjoyable Super Bowls for you to watch, given your defensive side.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, obviously, even my wife said, "Man, this is boring." But for me, it was not boring. You know, to watch what the number one, what Seattle did is pretty almost unprecedented. There's a couple of other ones, you know, where a team just took control of the game and that was it. And you know, one of them was the Baltimore with Ray Lewis at the middle linebacker spot, and the other one was probably Mike Ditka's team with Chicago. But that was just an all-out butt kicking, and you know, it's fun watching it because you can see, you know, they just knew what New England was doing. Now, when you look at the other side of the ball, I thought they did a pretty good job. They just couldn't stop the run. Mm-hmm. You know, Walker just had his day with them. So, but it was fun watching the game. I thought that it could be a low-scoring game, and it was.
Coach, in all due respect to Kenneth Walker winning the MVP, I think they need to change the rule when it comes to the clear MVP of that Super Bowl was that Seattle's defense. Their ability to just dismantle that offensive line, pressure them all the time, whatever. And like you, Coach, I enjoy watching it as an offensive lineman because there were so many different variations of the blitz that they brought in the game early on. I was interested to see how the offensive line would handle it and communicate it and block it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with you on that one, Leon, because, you know, going back to the Cowboys, when our second Super Bowl, when we were in Atlanta, James Washington had a caused fumble, picked it up, ran it in for a touchdown, and had 2 interceptions in the game for us. And yet Emmett got the MVP. Now, obviously, Emmett was an MVP. There's no question about it. But if you just look at what ended up being a big-time factor in our win, it was probably James Washington. So, you know, I think that's an arbitrary decision. And I'll tell you, you know, I don't know where Seattle was coming from, but that was a great call defensive game. And it just, I mean, obviously they were the MVP for sure.
We're talking with our head coach, Dave Campo, as we look back at the Super Bowl. We'll get into some Jaguar conversation coming up here in just a second. The firepower that they had, Coach, on the offensive side was enough. It's not like Sam Darnold was putrid throughout the year. He did have the most turnovers, but they also were a team capable of scoring, a good number of skill position players. For a long time, they had 2 good running backs in their backfield. And then what happened? Kenneth Walker went off over 130 yards, and Sam Darnold didn't quite connect early, but he was able to avoid pressure and make enough plays. They didn't score a touchdown until the fourth quarter, but the components were there for them to have a quality Super Bowl win, not just defense.
Yeah, and really, to be honest with you, people ask me all the time why the Cowboys, for example, have not been back to the Super Bowl, in 30 years. And in order to win the Super Bowl, in my opinion, you have to have a very good defense. You don't have to have a great defense, but you have to have a very good defense. And then the other component of it is to have the quarterback. Now, there's two ways to have the quarterback. You can either have a Patrick Mahomes, a Rodgers, a great one, or you can have a quarterback that plays the game and doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And that was my concern going into the game for Seattle, was the kind of the inconsistency of Darnold over the course of the year. But during the playoffs, he had no turnovers. And so for me, that component, the Cowboys have Dak Prescott, which I think is a quarterback, but they don't have the defense. On the other side of the ball, the Cowboys had some good defenses in the past, but didn't have the quarterback. So, really, to be honest with you, Darnold did exactly what he had to do in the game, and their running game, their offensive line, and Walker took control offensively.
Now, Coach, just like every other fan here in Jacksonville, I couldn't help myself when I'm watching the Super Bowl. I'm saying to myself, if Jacksonville was in that game, it would have been a little bit different. Just because, and we played Seattle early in the year, and we got handled pretty good. But I'm thinking we're a different team. We would have been a different team, and Seattle would have been a different team. I just think the outcome would have been a lot different if the Jaguars had seized the opportunity and made it to the Super Bowl.
Well, there's no question, Leon, that the Jags had a good enough team to have a chance to go there, and unfortunately they made one defensive mistake in the last drive of Buffalo, or else they might have gotten there, and there's no question that our team was, as far as the overall team, our team might have been, from 53 up to 1 might have been better than both of those teams. So there's no question in my mind that they would have been capable of being there. And really, to be honest with you, if you look back at that game, Trevor Lawrence actually had a pretty good game against Seattle. So, that means that the offensive team really played pretty well. So I think you're right. I would have loved to see it, obviously. Hopefully we've got a base built, and now the draft gives us an opportunity to get there in the future.
Yeah, it was a 20-12 game here at the bank, and it just seemed like, for a variety of reasons, Greg Newsome had just come in. I think that was maybe his second game coach on the defensive side. Jackson Smith and Jigba did to him what he's done to a whole bunch of other guys, and that was one of their obviously big plays that they made. Jacksonville was able to get in the end zone first, and then it was basically pretty much all the scoring came from the Seattle side before Jacksonville was able to get back in with a touchdown late. And so, heck, I'm watching the game, Coach, and I'm just like everybody else out there, all Duval and beyond, are simply saying it's the flipping fourth quarter. Jacksonville would have been in the end zone by now, period.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think that our football team, and really that's what it comes down to. I mean, you look at over the years, the numbers of teams that have gone in with great records, and they lose the first game in the playoffs because of 1, 2, or 3 plays. And that's kind of what the league is all about. And there's no doubt in my mind, again, that Jacksonville had a good enough team, from top to bottom, that they could have made that a football game, in my opinion.
Now, Coach, now the Super Bowl is over, and you in your coaching days in the war room, now that the Super Bowl is over, give me, what's the next move? What's the next maneuver as far as the coaching staff goes?
Well, first of all, at this point in time, they had a few weeks off probably, and that gives you time to kind of get back with the family and kind of rejuvenate a little bit. And then from then on, the first thing that you deal with, obviously, is free agency. And so, what you're doing is your coaching staff is looking at guys that the scouts have put out there that are possible guys at different positions. So you're studying those guys the way we did it in the past, and I don't know what they're doing now, but during the day, half of the day was involved with whether it's the draft or free agency, studying guys. The other half of the day is going through the cut-ups from the season and evaluating yourself, self-scouting yourself, and seeing, what kind of things you could have done differently. And that's something that I'm sure that most teams are doing at this point. But again, I really think, and Joe and I talked about this yesterday on Camper with Joe, I think this team, the Jaguars, are going to be built through the draft. I'm not sure. I think the biggest free agent that the Jaguars are going to get is trying to keep Devin Lloyd. That's the free agent deal, and I'm sure there'll be a few other guys. But I think the combination is, you've got the combine coming up, all those kind of things. So you're going to be studying players, but you're also going to be studying yourself.
Coach, I'm trying to remember. Did I come visit Dallas in free agency or during the draft? I think it was during the draft. Did I?
During the draft.
Okay, I just remember being in Dallas.
Yeah, well, listen, that there was a good chance that we might pick you under certain circumstances.
I know you're at my house, Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it has nothing to do with whether we did or didn't, but all I can tell you is that you were right there. That's all I can tell you.
So going back to Big Surse's question, and it's not like you have this definitive plan in place necessarily, okay? But you watch what happened, and like you've described and we've all described, this team feels like they were pretty damn close to being the AFC representative. It didn't go their way. We all know that. Do you take a big swing in free agency, knowing the limitation this team has salary cap-wise, to maybe land one big fish on the defensive side?
Well, I think the defense is where you have to improve a lot, in my opinion. I mean, again, turnovers, what an unbelievable year. And hopefully that will continue. And a lot of it was based on the energy and the coaching staff having guys be around the football because they didn't make a lot of mistakes overall on defense. But they can improve on defense. And still, the bottom line is you have to affect the quarterback. And I'm not sure that we did that. We stopped the run. I think one of the unheralded guys was Devon Hamilton. We stopped the run pretty well during the course of the year, but we didn't still get enough pressure on the quarterback. You look at a guy like Crosby out there. I stayed away from the cap situation, so I don't know exactly, where that's at. But all I can tell you is if they can get a guy, obviously, that's you can take a shot there. But, there's unfortunate things that happen with that. You spend a lot of money for one guy, and all of a sudden he gets hurt. And so to me, I think you have to build based on the entire football team, and that's what comes through the draft.
Now, Coach, if you had to choose between an interior rush and run stopper or outside rush and run stopper, what would you do? Which one would you take?
I'm going outside. I'm trying to get a combination guy.
Got you.
I really think our inside guys played pretty well this year.
Okay.
In comparison to the past, for sure. I think Hamilton is just, a young guy that's still on the come. And so, now obviously Armstead, if they got an outside edge rusher that they really like, you could bump Walker up and put him in there, and he'd be pretty good inside, I think.
I think more people have started to adopt your theory about that. There's more being said, maybe being written about, hey, kick Trayvon inside, take a look at this. And it still has to be down in distant situations for him to succeed inside like that. I don't think he's a first down interior defensive lineman, but there's some merit to it.
Well, they actually got some things out of it this year. Not so much him going inside and doing a lot of things, but they used Green and Strigow, with some guys that put pressure at Gardock.
Yep.
They got some guys off the edge, in third down situations that had some pretty good football games. So my point is maybe it's not one of them. Maybe if you get an outstanding edge rusher, now you can use Walker inside a little bit more.
Yeah, the challenge right now is the Titans are somewhere around $100 million in cap money, and Jacksonville is dealing in a deficit. And so they've got to, at the very least, look at some contracts that they might be able to engineer, renegotiate, whatever, and create some cap figure. They may say goodbye to some people before they get to the free agency period. They did it a year ago, either moving them or releasing them. And so we'll see what they can do this go around, Coach.
Well, I don't know that they can get enough to get a big time guy, and I think the big time guy is Devin Lloyd.
Mm-hmm.
I think somehow they have to, consider him. He's a free agent. I mean, that's a free agent acquisition right there.
Yeah.
If he decides to test the market or whatever, you had some good points about the fact that if you franchise him, it's almost out of sight financially, but what he would command on the open market, we might have a chance with him.
Yeah, over $27 million if you put a tag on them, and they can start doing that next week on Tuesday. All right, Coach, great visit as always. They can find the Campo and Joe podcast on the social channels. Just go to 1010XL. You can find it right there on X or any of the other ones. And, Coach, we appreciate it as always.
You got it, guys. Always a pleasure, and have a great day, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, Coach.
All right, that is good stuff. Dave Campo always getting it done with us as one of our trusted heads when it comes to the NFL. He's an old NFL head.
Yeah, he is. And he wears the crown.
Yeah, he does. He is right now victorious as the picks champion of the playa with our Corona picks, which we had fun with all season long. All right, we'll keep it rolling. Just kind of spin off of that a little bit. And then Big Surse has got a lottery story that you guys need to hear. And we'll pose the question coming up on XL Primetime, a Florida Home AC Friday.
XL Primetime. Driven by Duval Ford. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Veterans have given everything in service of our country. I'm Chris Campione, and if you've been injured in an accident through no fault of your own, or dealing with the consequences of having your VA benefits denied, you deserve someone who will fight hard for you. At Campione Law, we're proud to stand up for those who have served and protect the rights that you've earned. You don't pay anything unless we win your case. Learn more at CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville, and St. Augustine.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
If your home doesn't have a fireplace, CSS can install a beautiful electric or gas fireplace from Heat & Glow with no major remodel required. See their showroom or CSSOutdoor.com for a free estimate. CSS, you dream it, we build it.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care, totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Golf for a great cause. It's the UNF4 Scholarship Golf Classic, Friday, March 27th at Queens Harbor. Support the Swoop Impact Fund with a sponsorship or foursome. Contact jc.wegner@unf.edu.
Whether you're undertaking a major home renovation or just a simple repair request, American Electrical is your 5-star Jacksonville-based electrician to get the work done right. Experienced design building department working seamlessly with their electrical contracting department to help you create beautiful lighting spaces and electrical plans that make your house flow. And remember, with American Electrical, it's wired right at a fair price. Call American Electric at 737-7770. Look for that red, white, and blue eagle on the side of their truck, and you'll know it's American Electrical.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
I'm starting to realize being a homeowner isn't all upside, Jason.
I mean, it does give you a place to live.
Yeah, but now suddenly I need to know the names of all the people I need to look after my house.
Like who?
Like if my air conditioner breaks in the middle of the heat wave, I need to know who I call to fix it.
That's me. You know me.
But what if my water heater dies or my toilet backs up?
That would also be me. Bueller Air and Plumbing.
Okay, fine, but what about my duct cleaning and my water filtration and my sewer drain? Where am I going to find all those guys if something goes wrong? I'm just a guy with a house and a dream and...
This pair of sunglasses.
Whoa.
Bueller Air and Plumbing is the only name you need to know. Our club members even get 2 free visits a year, so you know we're there when you need us.
Well, that's cool.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
All right, we'll get back to the 24-team playoff, the compromise. As Big Ten folks are talking about it, trying to funnel a playoff plan through their conference and get people talking about it and see if they can get a little momentum. And we'll also get back into the Trinidad Chambliss gaining a 6th year of eligibility, which actually brought the judge to tears. He kind of got emotional about it.
Did he?
Maybe because he's an Ole Miss grad. I'm not sure. But he kind of got emotional about it. And then back to some Valentine's chatter. We did have one that did text in on the text line. It said, this dude text in, I'm just guessing it's a dude. I saw a gallon of milk with the date 2/14/26 on it. And it's sad that milk has a date and I don't on Valentine's.
Wow.
I feel for you, bro. You may need to hit the club tonight. Just see if there's somebody else out there looking for a Valentine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they should be out on Saturday.
They might be. But if you're kind of feeling sad like that, you can let us know as well. 641-1010. Hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Now, I just tweeted it out in Big Cersei. We were talking about it pre-show. You've got a little something cooking in the Cersei clan that's led to a lot of questions.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, all right? So I'm on the thread. Is it the right term for it, JJ?
Yeah, the thread.
I'm on the thread, right, with my family, my 2 aunties, my 2 uncles, and my 6 cousins, all right? So they chime in. They get to talking early in the morning because my phone dings like 7 o'clock in the morning. So there's chatter already in the air. So my aunties, my Uncle Richard, let me just say something. Well, Uncle Richard is like the favorite uncle. All right.
Okay. Everybody loves Uncle Richard.
Yeah. You know, he was as a kid growing up, he was the guy that took you to Disney from morning to midnight. Oh, nice. You know, you ate the junk food at his house. He had the in the basement racetrack and all that kind of stuff, whatever. And Uncle Richard also, he's known. He's a FAMU legend, to be quite honest with you. All right, he was the third leg with Bob Hayes. They won the 4x100.
That's
FAMU.
pretty dang cool.
The record that they set at FAMU, he was the third leg.
He's cat quick.
Yeah, he was cat quick back in the day. So in saying all that, my Uncle Richard has been looking at land the last couple of days, right? And my aunties have been noticing it. Like because he goes on the thread and says, "Hey, I'm looking at land. I'm looking at plots. I'm looking at." So my aunties are assuming that he's got money. All right. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't have money. I guess you can't have money in our family and people not know about it. All right. So my auntie says, I'm reading it, quote, "Hey, Richard, did you hit the lottery or something and we don't know about it? We keeping our eye on you." And I mean, he was like, and then his daughter comes out and says, "Yes, ma'am." So his daughter snitches on him. His daughter tells the family that he has hit the lottery. He is looking at land, but he hasn't verified how much money it is.
I want to know.
So the family, they're interrogating him, trying to figure out how much money did you win in the lottery. So, and I'm saying, I'm getting on the thread, said, just let him be. Whatever it is, just let it be.
Right.
And let him enjoy the money.
If he wants to let people know, he'll let people know.
He'll let people know. So, and my auntie is telling me to mind my business. I'm looking at it. I said, yeah, they said mind your business.
You told them to mind their business.
No, they told me to mind their business. I said, let him enjoy the money. If he did win the lottery, they need to now they're trying to figure out how much you want. So,
all right, so here's the question. Simple. 641-1010. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. If you did, and let's just say it's not a huge amount of money, okay? It wasn't on the news the next day where someone at such and such store is cashed a $100 million ticket. Nothing like that. If it's a $5 million, a $3 million, whatever it is.
It could be $1 million.
Yeah, it could be just as simple as that. Would you let your family know? Would you try and hide it? Would you make sure that you kept all of it? Immediate family, you let them know, but the aunties, the cousins.
Yeah, well, his daughter's already
the
snitched.
brother-in-laws.
His daughter, he must have told his daughter that he wanted, and she's already snitched on him.
All right, so let us know which way you would go with that. 641-1010. If you would be willing to share it with everybody, or you said, you know what, I'm keeping it to my own family, and I'm not letting anybody else get their paws on it. I'm keeping it quiet. I'm going to call my accountant, and I'm going to call my immediate family, and that is going to be it. All right, now, this could bring in millions, no question about it, with the 24-team playoff. But we were looking at what it would look like if 1 through 24 had played each other this go-around. It would not, if you're a college football fan, it would not set up well in terms of, it would be butt kick opening round matchups is basically what it would be if you went 1 versus 24, 2 versus 23, and on down the line. And I just don't think that many people in college football are interested in that. Now, they may still want to have a chance to see 24 teams.
Well, that's not
compete.
what the format is.
No, I'm just saying if you did, just as simple as you make it, hypothetically, the way it would work is you would have first-round buys, and you would have a number of Big Ten teams that would make it in, a number of SEC teams that would make it in. But hypothetically, I'm just simply saying 24 teams, when you get down beyond 12, beyond 16, how many of them realistically can play for a national championship? I think that's really
because
the nuts and bolts of it.
I mean, you can't treat this like the NCAA tournament because there's no real Cinderellas when it comes to college football, because usually the cream rises to the top. Now, Miami was a 10 seed that played a 1 seed, but Miami was no Cinderella. I mean, they just got in at that lower seed, but you could tell by the games that they played that, they went toe-to-toe with the Texas A&M, Ohio States, and the Ole Miss, and they played the game with Indiana. So the Cinderellas don't exist like they do in the NCAA tournament. The cream is going to eventually rise to the top. And having all those other teams, those middle-tier teams, the lower, they don't have a chance to win championship.
I wouldn't think so. But the way it is, this is the document that came out. It's being floated through the Big Ten. A breakdown of the field. It would have been, if it had been played out in 2025, 7 SEC teams, 6 Big Ten, 5 Big 12, 3 from the ACC, a couple from the Group of 6, and Notre Dame. The other 8 teams outside of, the top 8 teams would receive buys. There would be 8 first-round games on campus, then an extra week of home games with 8 second-round games played on campus. And that would mean all the top teams, the ones with the buys as well as the ones that played the week 1 of the postseason, would all be rewarded with a home game. And that's been one of the and moans about this, is that teams that get buys don't necessarily get the fruits of the labor during the regular season by being able to host a game at home. And so you would have first-round buys, then you would have stadium on campuses with the first-round games being played, and then 8 first-round games followed by an extra week of home games with 8 second-round games. So there's some merit to it as far as the fans staying involved in a playoff system, but then it kind of ends after that.
The only thing that I like is that the teams that have buys, they have a home game.
Yeah.
Because there's a clear-cut disadvantage for the top 4 teams to not have a home game and have to play in a neutral site. But more than likely, it's not going to be a neutral site. Your fans are going to be there more than likely. More so. Because when Miami played Ohio State, it was probably more, it was more Ohio State fans there than Miami's.
Mm-hmm.
So it was their home game to be, essentially.
Because they packed up, loaded up, and made sure that they were there for that game. All right, so let us know what you think about it. 641-1010. It is a Florida Home AC Friday on XL Primetime. You college football fans, you want to see 24 teams. Let's get into that. And then also the lottery. Would you let your family know, outside of your immediate family, if you struck it rich hitting the lottery?
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford. Turn on your radio. We'll bring the game to you.
Here we go. 4th and a yard.
Jacksonville's play-by-play sports radio. 1010XL.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
Do you have clicking, popping, swelling, or pain in your knee or shoulder? This can be due to arthritic changes in your joints. Over time, you have wear and tear of your cartilage. I am Dr. George Bari, and here at Bari Orthopedics, we have numerous ways to treat your arthritis, such as regenerative medicine, including PRP and joint replacements with CT guidance for accuracy down to the millimeter. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, call us for an appointment today, or log on to BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On February 13, 1952, heavyweight legend Rocky Marciano scored his 40th consecutive win with a second-round knockout over Gino Buonvino.
If you're tired of weekend projects turning into weekend disasters, you're not alone. Building a fence isn't as easy as it looks. And let's face it, your neighbor still hasn't fixed his lopsided masterpiece. But Superior Fence and Rail makes it easy. Highly trained professionals, top quality materials, and a fence you'll love for years to come. Skip the stress and call the pros today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Purple Heart isn't just a name, it represents service, discipline, and earning trust. At Purple Heart Pools, that standard shows up most in pool renovations. If your pool is outdated or worn down, now's the time to upgrade. So when summer arrives, your pool is ready. From new finishes and tile to decking, lighting, and full transformations, every upgrade is handled with precision and attention to detail. Purple Heart Pools. Pool renovations done right.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Low mortgage rates are back. Listen, Loan Pronto has fixed rate mortgages with APRs as low as 4.89%. It's the lowest in years. Hey, gang, Prosser here. Smart homeowners are taking advantage of this while they can. If you got stuck in a 6% loan, you can lower your payment big time, or you can keep your primary mortgage intact, get cash out. Equity with Loan Pronto's rapid equity loans. One homeowner just got $250,000 out of their home. They paid off all their credit cards, some car loans, and cut their monthly expense by $2,000. Call now. See what option works best for you, but don't miss this big rate drop of 2026. Ask about new home loans, VA loans, full cash out refis, or their famous rapid equity loan. You can close in less than 2 weeks. You may be able to skip your next 2 house payments altogether. Call 904-999-1508 or visit loanpronto.com. No hard credit pull. 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. APR for well-qualified buyers.
Visit NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. We know what cool sounds like. XL Primetime. But what does it feel like? Find out at FloridaHomeAC.com. 1010XL.
If you won the lottery, how many of your family members would you let know? Pretty simple. Big Cersei is trying to figure out in the Cersei clan whether or not old Uncle Richard cashed in and whether or not he's going to share, whether or not he's going to let the rest of the family know, because right now it's crickets his way. And who is it? Both aunties are trying to.
Yeah, both aunties
trying to figure out what's going down. So, simply put, from one of our texters, nah, fam. Another one, mom, dad, brother, sister, no one about it. All the others can kick rocks. You can come knocking, but daddy ain't home.
That's understandable, yeah.
Yeah. Others are
well, he told his daughter, and his daughter just dimed him out.
Yeah,
So
she did.
She dimed him out and said he did. He won the lottery.
Depending on how much,
Mm-hmm.
I would donate a lot, says one of our nooners, as long as I had enough to get through life. That ain't a bad way to look at it, man. That ain't a bad way to look at it.
No.
All right, you guys let us know, 641-1010. Hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Jump in on that, and then any Valentine stories or anything like that, we'd love to hear them. All right, so if you did have it the way the 24 team proposed playoff format, compromise, as the Big Ten is couching it, and you had the buys the way it's set up, you'd have home games for the first round. Then you'd have another round of home games for the teams that had buys. And so just to play it out, left to right on Pete Thamel's bracket, you guys can go to his X and see it and get an idea of how it would be played out. But basically, on the left side of the bracket, you would have a 16 seed in Southern Cal taking on a 17 seed Arizona. You'd have Alabama as the 9th seed playing the 24th seed James Madison. BYU and Houston will go toe-to-toe, 12 versus 21, those seeds. And then Tulane would be the 20th seed against Texas, the 13th seed. So big on that side of the bracket.
There's nothing I want to see. It is. There's nothing I want to see.
Nothing jumps out.
Nothing jumps out. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, BYU, Houston. I mean,
all right,
Texas and Tulane. Come on now, you may as well move Texas to the next round.
Okay, so get to the other side of the bracket.
The other side, there's one game I'll be interested in.
Okay.
On the other side of the bracket now, Notre Dame and Georgia Tech.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to see that.
I would like to see that. Vanderbilt, Virginia, not as much. Miami and Iowa, no. Let me see. Utah and Michigan. Maybe.
If you gave me Vandy and Miami to start it out on that side, I'd be interested. Michigan and Utah, not so much. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how they do have it. Notre Dame and Georgia Tech, like you said, would be one good matchup. Vandy is going up against Virginia with this. If they took the way the rankings were this past year, playoff committee puts out their rankings, and then you put them in this situation with the hypothetical buys. Buys on that side of the bracket, Ohio State, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, and Georgia.
Now the second round would have some potential.
All right, so give it to us.
The second round, I would go Ohio State, Michigan. We saw that. Okay, Texas A&M and Miami. We saw that too. Ole Miss and Notre Dame. That'd be interesting. And then you got Georgia and Vanderbilt, Diego. You know, so maybe that'll be that. I think that'll be okay. Then on the other side, Indiana play USC. That'll be a whooping. Alabama, Oklahoma. We're seeing that. Oregon, BYU. Yeah, exactly. In Texas Tech and Texas. That'll be okay.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
That'd be fine.
And then so you're looking at a couple of matchups where you could at the very least see if you went with these first round buys and then you plug those next teams in with the eventual winner, then you're probably going to get some meaty matchups that I think you would be into. You would be more than excited about it, which basically is where we are right now. If we go from 12 to 16, that's kind of how we're going to feel with 4 extra teams added. There already were blowouts, but that was the a group of 5 teams, I should say, with Tulane and James Madison being mixed in there. But at the same time, we got desirable matchups when we got to the quarterfinals. I just don't see that we're going to get a whole hell of a lot more.
It's almost like you have to endure. If the 2014 format, you got to endure the first week. So the second week had a few more games that you'd be a little bit more interested.
Now they're also saying this would get rid of Championship Saturday. Yeah, you all right with that? I don't mind it.
I don't mind it. I mean, conference championships. You're saying they'll be done.
Yeah, I still like the idea of crowning an SEC conference champ, crowning, and it might just be a regular season champ, and you get rid of the conference championship Saturday, so it's not Alabama v. Georgia or Texas v. Georgia, which is what we have seen the last couple of years. I think we have seen decent Big Ten championship games. I think we've seen decent SEC championship games. May not say the same about ACC right now. The Big 12 might have had one or two, if memory serves, but there haven't been too many of those where I said, oh, my God, I can't wait to see who wins the Big 12. Now you would just have that extra week of games. You would crown a regular season champion in some form or fashion, and then you would go and say, let's play.
Yeah. We're slowly but surely getting rid of tradition.
I agree. That part sucks.
You okay with that?
No, that part does suck. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
Is that I would rather be able to say, and this ain't your granddaddy's SEC or any of the others, but there was a pride that came along with winning your conference. And it happens in hoop, it happens in on the gridiron. And I wish that in some way that it would stick around. But if you keep expanding the playoff field, that's going to go by the wayside.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Yes. All right, we'll keep going into the 1 o'clock hour. You guys chime in on that. 641-1010. Hit the text line. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures, Florida Home AC Friday. Joe C., Big Search, JJ, hanging out with you on a good-looking day.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford Mobile Service. Game-ready service right to your driveway.
I love football. I love everything about it. I love Friday nights when you're looking for a win and Saturday morning when you found one.
1010XL.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, transponders, and even high-tech smart locks. For honest, professional locksmith service.
Instant Keys comes to you.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com.
Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, congratulating our Scholar Athlete of the Week, Annie Craig Charnley, senior basketball player at Wilson High. Annie is the co-president of the National Honor Society and is on the AB Honor Roll and the AP Scholar Award.
Flame Broiler, the Rice Bowl King, is turning up the flavor with new char wings. These wings are charbroiled, never fried, grilled to perfection for a big taste without the grease. Grab them as a 3-piece or 10-piece side, or make it a meal with a 6 or 8-piece combo, served with rice and a drink. Order pickup or delivery today from any of Flame Broiler's 5 Jacksonville locations, or call 904-619-2786. Flame Broiler. Bold flavor done right.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Attention sports fans! Are you ready to take your game to the next level? Look no further than Best Bet. You can bet anywhere, but you'll definitely win here. Experience the thrill of sports like never before. With all the big games broadcasting live on our big screens and a menu stacked with your favorite foods and refreshing drinks, you're sure to find your winning ticket. Bet anywhere, win here, only at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Get ready to break on through this Valentine's night. Experience the Ultimate Doors Tribute live at Thrasher Horn Center February 14th. Get tickets at thcenter.org.
Covering the First Coast and ready to help when you need it. That's Rebound Rehabilitation. With a dozen locations, they're easy to get to and they'll get you back in the game. Sports injury, workers' comp case, or auto accidents, you name it, they can help. Check out reboundrehab.com.
Ticket here for Oceanside Cleaners, the very best in dry cleaning service. Free pickup and delivery, or use their self-service kiosk in Ponte Vedra and Southside for drop-off and pickup. Dry cleaning, laundry, bedding, and bridal gown preservation. If it's got fabric, they can clean it. Oceanside Cleaners.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mokama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect Pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mokama magic is what it's all about. Mokama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach.
near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mokama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-7098.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-7098. That's 800-575-7098.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by USA Park Airport Parking. Charlie Woods, the son of golf legend Tiger Woods, has announced his commitment to play collegiate golf at Florida State. He will enroll in the fall of 2027. Woods will join forces with the top junior golfer in the world, Jacksonville Beach native Miles Russell, who is also committed to play at Florida State. It's 68 degrees at 1 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
1 o'clock hour is here. It's XL Prime Time. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Florida Home AC Friday. Joe C., Big Sirs, JJ LaSelva. We got Matt Hayes with a day off, so he's enjoying it with his daughters. That's good, especially heading into Valentine's Day. You guys got any Valentine's questions or concerns? Big Sirs has been known to give out love advice, so if you have any of those, you can hit us on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. He did pose the question, though, that there might be a lottery winner in the family that isn't necessarily divulging that he did. And it's interesting the way people are looking at this thing on the text line as far as their response on whether or not, if they did win the lottery, if they'd let family members know, if they'd keep it quiet. I think it definitely depends on the dollar figure.
Yeah, it depends on the dollar figure. I mean, just the fact that my uncle's out there looking for land has got, for some odd reason, it's suspicious that he may have money.
Yeah.
And then, and then his daughter tells on him and say he did win a lot. She didn't specify how much, but she said he did hit the lottery.
Yeah, that was one of our.
But if he hit it for 10 grand, if he hit it for $5,000, it should be his money. Why are you worried about what he doing?
Exactly.
Why are you in his pockets?
I was gonna try and quote you.
Yes.
I said, stay out of his pockets.
Out of his pockets.
Uncle Richie outed himself, says one of our texters. I'm looking at land. That was him saying without saying. So you guys let us know whether you'd let the family know. One guy said, my family would know when I bought CFP tickets, because that's probably buying something that you ordinarily would never even think about buying, especially with the way the ticket prices were this past go around. What was just to get in the building down at Hard Rock? What was the number?
4,000.
It was just
more than the Super Bowl.
Insane.
Yeah.
And the Super Bowl tickets came down,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whatever, as you would expect the day before, whatever. But those numbers to get into Hard Rock, especially because Indiana was trying to do something that university had never seen. They were breaking the bank to be down there. All right, Blake says 10 million or less, I'd say something. Powerball, no. I'd wait until after seeing a lawyer doing all the incorporating and legal mumbo jumbo to protect myself. I think probably there's a lot of people like that.
So would have let me know how much money my uncle actually. My uncle loves Mustangs. Okay, he loves it. He has one, by the way. He loves his Mustang. Now, if he goes and upgrades his Mustang,
that's a total giveaway.
Just total giveaway. Land, not so much. Mustang, yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, dead giveaway. All right, so you guys think about it. 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures if you would or would not let a family member know if you did strike it rich. Again, it comes down to the dollar figure, I believe. You keep it in-house. One guy said my wife and only my wife. And yeah, if it's like you just threw out some 100 grand, 10 grand, whatever.
Yeah.
And look, I have one buddy. He's I would call him the luckiest, unluckiest guy I know, my buddy Birchfield hit when it was 7 numbers. He hit 6 numbers twice. That is lucky and unlucky.
Wait, he hit the 6 numbers when not the Powerball?
No. He would get whatever smaller payout. It might have been $5,000, however much it was. But can you imagine being that unlucky and lucky to get 6 out of 7?
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Twice?
Well, I told you the time I won the power. Well, I won $200, right? So I give the lady my ticket, right? She goes, dun, dun, she says, "Wow!" So she said, "Wow," and I'm thinking, when you say "wow," the way she said "wow," that's an indicator that you won the big one. She said, "You won $200." I said, "Lady, you need to work on that. You don't that wow."
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. I took $200.
Of course.
But when you give me a wow like that, that wow means you won it all.
Yeah.
I said, you need to work on that one.
That can't happen. Exactly. You can't be too excited about something that ain't that exciting.
Yeah.
All right. So we brought up the college football playoff. We're going to say hello to Ryan O'Halloran in about 10 minutes or so, and we'll get back to the Jaguar conversation and a little bit left over from the Super Bowl. But when you talk about the way this college football playoff is setting up, if you had 24 teams that just went straight off of I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this because the pollsters would still want to include recognition for a group of 5. I don't think you can avoid inviting a group of 5 member if you go to 24. One of our dudes said it would be ridiculous if Billy Napier gets to coach in the playoffs with James Madison, then he would be considered a playoff coach.
Yeah. Well, I just think the 24 team format, the regular season should matter. You're going to have teams that are 8-4, 9-3, having an opportunity. You can't have that, bro. Next thing you know, a 7-6 is going to slip in there or whatever. 7-5 or some crazy like that.
I don't think it's possible for it to be that bad. But
8-4 could get in.
You could use Duke as an example.
Yeah,
as a Power 4 conference champion with the record that they had.
What were they, 9-5, 8-5?
Yeah, they're 8-5.
8-5, yeah.
And so they would have made it in. And this goes, again, this is just Pete Thamel putting the 24-team playoff format that the Big Ten is floating through their buildings, their football offices or athletic directors or whoever is getting a hold of it. But it's called the playoff compromise, where they're trying to figure out a way to include as many of these guys as you can, make it competitive, but also make it where there's more pieces of the pie to split up when it's all said and done.
Well, look at this. So we went from, and I go back, we went from Miami and head-to-head against Notre Dame at 10-2, almost not making to the playoffs, to just let everybody in now.
Okay, but think about it, and I agree with what you're saying. You can't. I do not want it to be a participation trophy postseason. I don't want that. Never will want that. I always, like, when we first started hatching this idea, and we're going back many moons ago when it was just 2 teams and you were relying on either an AP vote or whatever it was, a coach's poll at that time, before you even got into the computer rankings and they created the BCS. I always dreamed of a 16-team playoff where you would have 10 conference champions, 6 at-larges. It would include, at that time, Conference USA or the MAC or whomever. Metro, remember that one back then?
I
Big
remember
East.
that. Wow.
Yeah. And so you had some of those, and I like the idea of it. But now you're down to 4 Power 4, and you can point to a few other, the AAC, the CUSA, maybe whatever the big or the Pac-12 ultimately tries to bring themselves back into this conversation, that collection of teams. I could see you putting a few of them in, maybe one of the group of 6 conference champions, the highest ranked one making it in, but the rest of them needs to be as close to blue blood inside the SEC, Big 10, ACC, and Big 12 as you can get.
All you have to do is look at what do the ratings say. The eyes want to see the best of the best play.
Very true.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
That's and we can be snobs about it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We can be elitists when it comes to it, but when it comes down to my football, I want to have the best 12 teams in the format to see who wins.
Yeah. And would you be willing to go to 16? Right now, I'm kind of lukewarm on it.
Yeah.
I like I said, I thought
12
I was.
is good. 12 is good.
Yeah. I thought I was going to be a 16-team guy.
But you got to give them something to fight for.
I'm fine with 12.
16, 16, you could still lose 3 games again at 16.
Because
I think 2 should be the most.
like we said, right now, if you did do it the way the Big Ten is floating this, 7 SEC schools, 6 from the Big Ten, the Big 12 would have 5, the ACC would have 3, the group of 6 and Notre Dame would have a total of 3. That, of course, included the Tulanes and the James Madisons from last year and Notre Dame getting in. And then the other teams that would have gotten in, like you mentioned, maybe an attractive matchup if you brought Georgia Tech into it, a Vandy into it, but they also had a Virginia, an Iowa, a Utah, a Michigan. Nah. I ain't for that.
Put them in the bowl.
Yeah.
We'll watch them in the bowl.
All right. So if you want to keep on that subject, 641-1010, you can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Let's get to Ryan O'Halloran coming up in a second. All things Jacksonville is the columnist of the TU. We'll talk Jaguars, Super Bowl, and then dip our toe in a couple of other ones coming up on XLP.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford. Because the expressway doesn't mean the fast way.
Fasten your seatbelt.
The Frangie Show.
Don't look like no expressway to me.
Afternoons on 1010XL.
If your home doesn't have a fireplace, CSS can install a beautiful electric or gas fireplace from Heat & Glow with no major remodel required. See their showroom or CSSOutdoor.com for a free estimate. CSS, you dream it, we build it.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Make more birdies with pointers from the pros on Brunch with the Tour with Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Tour news, tips, and inside info.
Teed up by Clearwater Irrigation. Tuesday morning at 8:30 on 1010XL.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Hicken here for Surfside Pool. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, celebrating our 49th annual Valentine's Day sale. Come see our hand-picked inventory of thousands of pieces of fine jewelry, diamonds, and gemstones. This Valentine's Day, we have big discounts with jewelry for any budget. And with interest-free financing, you'll get the jewelry you love with a monthly payment you can afford. Monahan's will also give you cash for your unwanted gold or silver, or trade it in for new jewelry and get greater value. Monahan Jewelers Valentine's Day sale with big savings in our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Hey, it's Taylor. Valentine's Day is quickly approaching. Don't fall into the same routine of last-minute grocery store runs, picked-over flowers, and forgettable chocolates. Make a new play this year with a gift from Peterbrook Chocolatier. Choose from beautifully crafted artisan chocolates or a gift basket filled with the perfect mix of sweet, salty, crunchy, and creamy treats. With 15 North Florida locations, you likely drove past one today. Up your game this Valentine's Day with a gift that truly impresses. Find your closest location at peterbrook.com. That's peterbrook.com.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, letting you know that Hardball now offers web stores, so your employees can order their own branded gear, and you have more time for Wordle. Check it out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. And when the weather starts to shift a little bit, especially during the fall, you've got some really cool stuff from Honda Off-Road.
We do. It's the favorite time of the year for me. Nice little chill in the air. We've got some side-by-sides. We've got the ATVs. Of course, they're legendary dirt bikes. We've got it all.
And for the hunter?
We've got side-by-sides that work and play.
All right, so make sure you check it out. Showroom wide open for you on Atlantic near Regency. If you want to go off-road and have some fun, check out Cycles of Jacksonville.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here from the Blue Crab Crab House. February means the Mardi Gras menu returns to the Blue Crab Crab House. Gumbo, shrimp Orleans, black and red fish, appetizers, dessert, and more. This includes, of course, their regular menu where you get crabs from the Alaskan waters, the Canadian waters, the Southern Georgia waters. It's only at the Blue Crab Crab House. Doors open at 4:30, San Jose, and of course, Jewington Creek Road.
Attention Northeast Florida golfers. Save hundreds on golf at premier local courses and support youth development. The First Tee of North Florida Tour Card is your key to big savings and making a difference. For just $99, you'll unlock discounted golf and offers at top courses and local businesses all year long. Plus, every tour card purchase helps fund programs that build character, confidence, and life skills for kids in our community. Grab your tour card today at tourcard.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
No football on Sunday. It's on to Daytona 500, the Olympics, whatever it might be. Let's say hello to the columnist of the Florida Times-Union, see what he's going to be watching. Ryan O'Halloran, joins us now. Ryan, how you doing, bud?
Good, guys. Good to join you again today.
We will get into the other sports that you might be watching, but let's go right back to last Sunday. And look, I'm just guessing, Ryan, every Jaguar fan out there that you talk to, hear from, whatever, thinks that this team should have been in that game, especially with the way New England played.
Yeah, and it's ironic that I also covered the Broncos.
Yeah.
I heard from those fans. I also covered the Bills. I heard from those fans. So, yeah, it was those three fan bases, those three staffs have to be, kicking themselves because they didn't do enough. New England was right there for the taking, and it was a statement win by Seattle and a pathetic entertainment product overall.
Now, Ryan, you know this is a copycat league. So, I mean, if you're the Jaguar team, you're watching that Super Bowl, what's your intake as far as what they have on both sides of the ball that you need to have?
In Seattle, it starts with four-man pass rush. They didn't blitz a lot this year, but they had a high pressure rate, which means their four guys, including their interior guys, got there. The Jaguars had to send extra guys a lot this year, and it didn't work out in a couple of key games. And then on offense, number one receivers don't grow on trees, but with Jackson banged up in that game, but he still came back. I mean, I think if you can have somebody the passing game can go through, that helps everybody else. And then Kenneth Walker, he's a free agent like Travis Etienne. We'll see if these teams really make a commitment to keep their in-house running backs this year.
There's been a nice debate. We're talking with Ryan O'Halloran. You can find his stuff at jacksonville.com and pick up the Florida Times-Union or find him on X. And the debate is how good Etienne looked in Liam Cohen's offense and how important it is to have a guy like that back. Or does Abatial Tootin basically step right in and be the same guy? So do you think about putting money in his lap, or do you think about making defensive signings a major priority over offense?
I mean, my big swing, and this team's not going to have money to do a lot. My big swing would be for a trade on the defensive side, and that would include a pass rusher or an interior guy. The interior guys don't become available a lot. To your first point, Joe, on running back, I think they will make an offer to Etienne, but it will be, okay, this is our number. We're not really going to budge on it. If you get something better, good luck to you. We'll just draft a guy. And then go into camp with Tootin, with Allen, with a mid-round draft pick, and go the committee route and see if somebody emerges to be your lead dog in the run game.
Now, Ryan, if you just let impact players just go like that, I mean, is that arrogance, overconfidence, or you've got a plan in store?
Well, I'll say a plan because it's the price of being good. They with ETN, there's going to be some bad teams out there with cap space to say, hey, we're going to be drafting a quarterback. Let's pay 130 cents on the dollar. Let's guarantee the first 2 years, maybe 3 years to ETN, and he can carry the load while this quarterback gets his bearings. Devin Lloyd is a different case. He's probably going to want a number that is more in line with off-ball linebackers who play 100% of the snaps. He's in the 70s this year. But so I think ETN will be a tougher decision for the Jaguars instead of Lloyd. But can't pay everybody. You got to allocate that money for future years.
It's such an interesting discussion. It really is. And the way you just described it, it's kind of intriguing, I'm sure, for a lot of Jaguar fans to think about it. ETN is not one of one, but he still looked very, very dynamic in this offense. Do you think that they can go find another guy and plug and play based on the scheme.
Yeah, I think they should have confidence in that. That they can draft a guy and with the three-headed attack, approach the numbers they had. This team did not run the ball well down the stretch.
Yeah.
That's something Liam Cohn was not happy about it, and they still couldn't fix it. And I think they're in the bottom third of league in yards per carry. So do they want somebody who can really, be a home run hitter? I think Tootin could check that box. You saw it in the playoff game. But I think they have a lot of holes to fill on defense. So if I'm them, make a big swing on that side in trade or free agency, and then really stock up on draft picks for safety, corner, linebacker, defensive tackle. They need guys at every level, which will cost them, like Travis Etienne.
Now, Ryan, is there going to be any rearrangement as far as the offensive line go, or are they going to run it back?
Well, last season this time, Leon, it felt like we were October 1st and they were still experimenting. They made fun of us because we're asking questions about the different combinations, but it really was up until that last preseason game where they established their starting five. To me, they got some issues in terms of, Walker Little. Did he play well enough at guard to earn a spot there? Does another team maybe see him as a guard and they can, get his contract off the books and get a draft pick? Patrick McCarry is an issue for me because he's pretty much uncuttable with his contract, but he didn't finish the last two games he played, which were a month apart because of a bad back. They say they're not concerned about it, but what it does give you concern about is they got to have some depth behind them, which may keep a little around, but that's a huge number to keep for a guy who's not starting.
Yeah, because I think
like Van Lan and Harrison.
I think to myself, he got $10 million up front with a signing bonus. His $10 million schedule pay this year is pretty hefty, especially for a guy who was up, down, either health or performance. And as you said, they're kind of handcuffed with the financial, with the contract. Can they get to a guy like him and renegotiate, make it a little more palatable?
You mean Little?
No, I'm thinking McCarry.
McCarry.
Or actually both of them, Ryan.
Yeah, McCarry, let's start with him first because, if you approach him with a pay cut, and I hate doing that to any player, it's going to be, okay, you're still going to make more than you would if we cut you and got back to the open market. It's probably a worthy gamble on McCarry, but also he knows he's uncuttable. So Little is almost in the same thing. So, one thing that people have been asking me about guys about this cap stuff is, well, how about Eric Armstead as opposed to June 1 cut? Well, that's fine, but you can't use that cap space until after June 1. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't really help you for a couple months. It allows you things crystallize after the draft, but he's really the only guy that you can cut and really, gain a lot of space. And that's something that this regime, the contracts they signed last year, and also the previous regime handcuffed them a little bit for one more year.
So Ryan, is there anybody in the upcoming draft, maybe in the late rounds, that maybe the Jaguars could maneuver a second and third to move up again? Is there any interest in anybody?
Not for me right now. It was combine 2 weeks ago, but one thing, Leon, I'm glad you mentioned this in terms of they got those second round pick and those third round picks. What is James Gladstone's philosophy going to be on night 2 of that draft? Is it going to be, hey, we really like a guy at 40 and trade 16 spots up, maybe trade your second and your third? Mm-hmm. Or is he going to sit back and say, hey, the board fell our way, and we're going to add 4 guys on night 2 that can maybe be starters right away or contributors? I'm always the one, you want to stockpile those picks in rounds 2 and 3. Then you can start moving around a little bit in rounds 5, 6, and 7, and maybe add picks for next year. But I think a lot is going to be dictated by how little they do in free agency in the trade market. That may force their hand to keep those picks in the second and third rounds, which I think is still a smart strategy. But if there's a running back in the third round that you like, take him because he's going to play. Mm-hmm. If there's an off-ball linebacker, hey, he's probably a little bit of a project, but he can maybe cover right away, then I take him and I start him. So that's going to be the intriguing part of this draft is they have 11 picks right now. I don't think they end up with 11, but how many do they end up making?
So if they made that kind of move, like you said, give up a second in the third to move up 10 spot, and they don't hit on Max Crosby or they don't get that, could you see them going after a bona fide defensive end?
Yeah, I would, because this is, I mean, believe what you want to read, but very strong edge class, not so great interior defensive line class. Well, that's sort of the opposite of where the Jaguars are right now. But if there's a pass rusher that they feel can be an instant contributor and allow them to do more things with Trayvon Walker in the last year of his deal in terms of moving him inside, even on some early downs, which I wouldn't really have a problem with, then that's something you consider, because you can never have enough pass rushers, just like you can never have enough offensive linemen.
And this team did not have enough pass rushers. Okay. You really have to boil it down as simple as that. They did not get to the quarterback enough. We're talking with Ryan O'Halloran. We'll throw a couple of Gator questions at you and Hoops questions before we're done, but sticking with the Jaguars right now, when you look at the odds next year, and you can take a look at Hard Rock Bet or any of them, Houston is up there right next to Jacksonville as far as a betting favorite to take the AFC South. Both of them around plus 150, plus 160, something in the neighborhood. They've got a big question mark right now with C.J. Stroud. Where would you put your money?
Yeah, and that odd was interesting to me, because usually that's based on recency bias.
Yeah.
Well, the most recent time we saw Houston, they couldn't complete a pass.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's why the Jaguars should be favored. Is the C.J. Stroud respond from that game? Probably, but do you still take him over Trevor Lawrence after this season? I wouldn't. So I would make the Jaguars the favorite in this division, not by a lot, but the Texans, they can't block anybody either. So they have a lot of issues on offense. They stuck with their coordinator, and granted that defense was all world, and for some reason people thought they would make the Super Bowl because of that defense. But at some point you have to convert a third down. You have to score a touchdown. You cannot turn it over. That's why I would lean against the Texans as a division favorite.
Now, Ryan, you tell me if I'm wearing the teal goggles, because, Trevor Lawrence kind of tiptoed into last season with the new system and the new technique and fundamentals and all that kind of stuff. For whatever reason, I just think Trevor this time around, having 1 year into the system, I think he's going to come out on fire when the season starts.
I'm wearing those goggles with you, Leon, because that second year, and Liam has said, hey, we're going to add even more because he can handle it. And you get Jacoby Myers for a full offseason. Maybe you've seen the light with Brian Thomas, Brenton Strange. I do think that this team, yes, they're going to talk all offseason, all camp, how they want to be the more physical team and they want to run the ball. But when they got hot late in the season, the offense went through their passing game first. I think that's going to be a fascinating component to watch, is the second layer or third layer or fourth layer of Liam Cohen's offense. How does that really cause problems for defenses?
3-game win streak for the Kentucky Wildcats, 4 in a row for the Florida Gators. They meet tomorrow in Gainesville, and Florida's starting to catch wind right now. And you hear a little more chatter, Ryan, about, hey, is this team good enough to climb into maybe a top 8 team seeding-wise, meaning a 1 or a 2 seed, and maybe make another run for a natty?
I think the 2 seeds in play, if they keep winning like they have. And I mean, they're not just beating teams; they're bludgeoning them. Yeah. And it's one thing. I mean, these aren't great teams in the SEC they're beating, but it's they're winning on the road handily. If they can shoot 3-pointers, 8, 7, 8, 9 a game, then they're really going to be unstoppable. But they're playing 8 guys; those 3 guys off the bench know their role. A couple weeks ago, they were saying, okay, can they get a 4 seed and make sure they get to Tampa? Well, that's pretty much a lock now. Now it's like, can you be a 2 or even a 3 seed? Which really increases your Final Four chances. I love the way they're playing, and I think they beat Kentucky tomorrow.
Yeah, one more that you can count on from the outside to go with Boogie, and then you really do have something down the stretch. Of Trinidad Chambliss, a thought on that, getting his 6 year of eligibility. Matt, who's off today, said yesterday he doesn't think Joey Aguilar is going to be successful like Trinidad, but Chambliss gets to come back.
Yeah, the judge just got done reading his ruling. He enjoyed his 25 minutes to 65 minutes of fame by reading that yesterday. And one of the things the judge said early in his deal is he mentioned the injury thing with Chambliss, and that's going to be the precedent there. Is if they feel that you lost a year because of injury, you're going to get it. 6th year, I don't have a big problem with it. It's when you're getting guys that are 7 and 8 years, then that those guys should be done. But it certainly spices up the SEC because, watching him in the Sugar Bowl against Georgia, he's a terrific player.
Yeah. He is, man. He's fun to watch, that's for sure. All right, what can they find at Jacksonville.com?
Well, tomorrow lead with the players and talking to Lee Smith about the ad. March is going to be major, and then going to be at UNFJU on Saturday, and then Daytona 500 Sunday.
All right, that sounds good. You will have plenty of it for the fans. We appreciate it, man.
All right, guys, take care now.
All right, at Ryan O'Halloran on X. Jacksonville.com, Florida Time Machine. That is pretty good when you line all those up. The River City Rumble, and then they'll be rumbling and roaring down there at the Daytona 500. All right, so we mentioned Chambliss. Let's at least play a soundbite from Joe Judge coming up here in just a second as far as what his thoughts were. With any quarterback, we'll explain coming up here in just a second on XL Primetime.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford. It's every driver's dream.
Dale Earnhardt will win the Daytona 500.
When the green flag drops in Daytona, you'll hear the heart-pounding action on Jacksonville's NASCAR station. 1010XS revved up by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Since 1927, Jacksonville has trusted Coil Fencing to protect what matters. And I trust them too. From tough chain link to your commercial project to sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love, Coil does it all. Did you know that Coil can also install, service, and maintain those automatic gates that help protect your neighborhood or business? To schedule a complimentary consultation, visit CoilJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mike Dempsey here, and it's commercial truck season at Duval Ford. Right now, your business can drive off with serious savings. Thanks to Section 179 of the IRS tax code, you can immediately deduct the full purchase price of qualifying new or pre-owned work trucks and equipment this year, instead of depreciating it over time. Upgrade your fleet, lower your tax bill, and get to work fast. Visit DuvalFord.com to explore inventory or stop by 1616 Cassett Avenue today for big number 1 Duval Ford.
Tara Lagaman for Local Fair Jacks. It's our go-to for local produce, eggs, and meat. You pick exactly what you want each week online, straight from local farmers. And knowing where your food comes from matters. Visit localfairjacks.com.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and if you think Closets by Design is just closets, you've got to see their brand new showroom at Phillips & Emerson. It's amazing what they can do. See for yourself how they custom design organization for any space. Garages, laundry rooms, bedrooms, even the man cave. It's all about smart storage that fits your lifestyle and budget. Schedule an appointment to meet with a design consultant and tour the showroom for ideas you can see and touch. Start at closetsbydesign.com.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
For nearly 60 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard has been Jacksonville's trusted name for the outdoors. From archery to hunting and fishing and more, their expert staff helps you get it right the first time. Right now, stop in and try the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews and get dialed in before spring. Gear up today at greenacresporting.com.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminex. When mice and rats show up in your home or business, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast, before they have time to multiply. Terminex knows how to shut down rodents and will keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc. When rodents show up, so does Terminex. Don't live with a rodent problem, Terminex does. Visit Terminex.com today to schedule a free inspection online just like I did. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com.
Farah and Farah is thrilled to offer our annual Empowering Greatness Scholarship.
5 Florida high school seniors will receive 2 years' worth of tuition to a Florida college, university, or trade school. Apply now. Jacksonville.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, my golden moment is, listen, the big fella never say, less football. I'll always want more football. So when we talk about this 2014 format, this is the one occasion where I don't need more football. I need it constricted, confined to the best of the best with the opportunity to win. The 2014 format is just too much. I mean, some of those matchups, it doesn't get good until the second round. So you have to endure some of the matchups that Texas and Tulane, come on, bro. I mean, some of the teams that they have, Miami and Iowa. Was that Miami and Iowa? Come on.
I believe that was one of the ones, yes.
Come on. Yeah, that's just too much. Everybody should not be privy to playing for a championship. It should be only among the best of the best.
Utah,
2014 is just too much.
Yeah, Utah and Michigan would be another one of them. And look, Michigan didn't, no way.
No.
Not down the stretch.
No.
And so I like the way you're saying it. Maybe the best way, spinning off of what you just said, more is better when the quality of the football that you're watching is better. In other words, that's the more you're looking for.
Give me
as
more.
opposed to more teams.
Yes.
Give me more quality football. Like I said, we could, if they want to kick it to 16, that's fine. We'll live with it. But 12 seems like a damn good number to me.
Yes.
It really does. And I wouldn't have any problem if it just stayed there, stuck there. The Sankeys of the world, the Tony Petittis of the world, and everybody else, they finally figured out, hey, we're going to have to share the money that we have. Okay. And the reason why, and I guarantee you this, Leon, the main reason why they want this to go down is for the 2 extra rounds, basically, of the extra windfall of cash. They want to cover that nut for rev share, where they've got $20.5 million that they have to stroke checks to players. They have to do it across sports, and it's revenue that they always got to keep. And the SEC is a perfect example. This year they went over $1 billion that they will distribute among their schools. It is a fat, hefty number that they get to split among their 16 members. The Big Ten's going to be right there around the same amount of money, but we're talking, I think the number was $90+ million per school, per institution, something in that neighborhood. That is huge, nasty cash. And that's basically what they've got right now. So we'll see whether or not they're going to try and get as much money.
Oh, of course, yeah.
As they possibly can.
Yeah. They're saying they need this format, so they need extra money to pay players.
Yeah, yeah. It is as simple as that.
No.
Yeah. All right, so
you can just revenue share.
Well, yeah. If they could get the NIL to where there was enough money coming to the players still want more.
Yeah.
They've found out there's a bunch of money out there, and I would like to have guardrails. I'd like to have governance. I don't need a whole bunch of rules and regs, but I would like to have, this is how much you're going to get. You're going to sign an agreement that says you're going to play here for 2 years instead of hip-hopping around, going from one school to the next. At the very least, both have to live up to their end of the commitment. I'm going to pay you X. You're going to stick around for 2 years, and you're going to help me win football games. Then I'm okay with that.
That's fair.
All right, Ole Miss, Trinidad Chambliss. He gets a 6th year of eligibility. And the Ole Miss, or excuse me, the judge in Mississippi was the one who ruled in his favor, but also another judge, Joe Judge, a former coach of the New York Football Giants, and then part of the Lane Kiffin staff down there in Oxford, Mississippi. He had to take the stand with this whole Trinidad Chambliss case being heard, and he went in a totally different direction. He had something to say about players' time in terms of preserving as much as they possibly can for football over family. Here's Joe Judge.
You have to educate them on, you have this baby in the middle of the season. That father has to play good football, right? It's a day-by-day production business. He has to be ready to perform and go out there and play. And when I say that is, you need to let him sleep. He needs to be in another room, detached. You have to explain to the mother, like, hey, listen, he ain't waking up for midnight feedings. After the season, he's full metal jacket. You do whatever you want with him. And he can change every diaper. But in the season, he's got to have a different priority.
That's unbelievable. How did he?
Yeah, he's telling the truth.
It's so funny.
It is. He's
All
telling the truth.
right, so I'm going to poll JJ after Leon because JJ's got one on the way. Okay?
Yeah.
He's going to have some diaper changing and some midnight feedings.
I'm not a professional football player.
But
I don't have an excuse.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I had my oldest daughter was had in June 30th, like right before training camp.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then my second daughter was born September the 19th, right during the season.
Both of them. Right
So my first wife, she understood that Big Daddy handles the bills. He needs his quiet time. He takes care of everything. It was no questions.
The nickname basically said everything.
Yeah,
Big Daddy.
I took care of things. Now, did I occasionally wake up and feed? Yeah, as a father, I would occasionally hear my daughter screaming and crying. I would get up automatically, but it wasn't like get up and go. No, I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
If I heard her crying too long, I would go in there, feed her, burp her, whatever I needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because my wife would sit there and say, she needs to cry. First of all, she don't need to cry, okay? I could go in there and pick her up and make sure she doesn't cry. But yeah, I did. But if you have an understanding woman, your livelihood is football.
Yeah,
she has to understand that you need your rest. You need that quality time so you can provide.
So his quote, the nuts and bolts of it, because you could hear it a little bit in the courtroom, but you have a baby in the middle of the season, that father has to play good football. You need to let him sleep. Now, the La Selvas, you will also probably have a little bit of a mini argument about that baby needs to just let her cry.
Yeah, now I
You're
don't
gonna
know.
fight that one.
I don't know the specifics of all that. I've heard that too.
Yeah.
I'm. But when it comes to like not doing my part because I have a football game this weekend, I don't have that excuse, unfortunately. But I'm going to try my damnedest to throw in whatever excuse possible.
But you're in here you're producing award-winning radio. Okay, that is a huge responsibility.
That's another one. So
Exactly.
yeah, I have to, or I gotta stay up late to watch this game or whatever. I don't listen. I know I'm gonna have excuses, but Blake's gonna overpower me. I'm gonna be in there changing diapers like crazy, man.
The green diapers.
The first time your wife tells you that when she's in the other room or she's in the crib and she's crying, and you pick your child up and you put her on your chest and she goes to sleep, it's an end game, bro.
It's over.
It's over.
But you're gonna have to fight it. I guarantee you. This one part where you'll hear that baby monitor and you'll hear just boy or girl, getting a little restless and just kind of moving around.
The monitor, you had the baby in another room?
Yeah.
No, bro, we don't play that.
Would
we
you have
had
the
the
bed?
crib. We had the crib right next to the bed.
I'm just saying.
I had to have access.
There was a transition, a very early period.
Gotcha.
With whatever you want to call it, a little bassinet or whatever, and then you move them into their crib, and then you got the baby monitor. It was not long after they were born that they were in their own crib.
No, okay.
Okay, this is not. This is
got
not one of our old co-hosts that let one of them sleep in their bed for a year and a half, maybe 2.5 years. I have no idea.
I know that's not happening at my house.
That's
you can't.
I want to know what the hell the context was
for that
in the
to come up.
Trinidad Chambliss hearing for this to be necessary. What the heck was asked of Joe Judge for him to have to be? It's just crazy to me. What are we doing?
I don't know.
No wonder these lawyers live in huge houses and drive nice cars because they're just really elongating this stuff.
I would like to know if anybody did watch all the proceedings.
Yeah.
Let us know how we got to this point because I'm like, this was a hearing on Trinidad Chambliss. This was not about tonsillitis. This was about.
I have no idea where that went off the rails there. By the way, we're having Joey Aguilar's right now.
Okay.
So we should know by this weekend if he's going to play for Tennessee this year as well.
All right. He's looking for another. He had JUCO football under his belt, and he's looking for one more year up there on Rocky Top. All right. We'll keep an eye on it. But if you guys know how it went off the rails with Joe Judge, you can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Football players need their sleep. Baby mamas, it's up to you.
XL Primetime, driven by big #1 Duval Ford, the #1 place to buy your next vehicle. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios, polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago, went smooth as silk, was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Our son Eric's a Division I collegiate baseball pitcher who is having shoulder pain. We took him to Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and are confident that he's now on the road to recovery. This is Beth Anderson, and we love the care Eric receives at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Let's talk about the sound no homeowner wants to hear. Drip, drip, drip. Still dripping. That's exactly why Duck Duck Rooter created the Love Your Pipes promotion. Plumbing problems don't scare us. Not with years of experience and honest upfront pricing on our side. Right now, you can get free plumbing assessment on all fixtures with any paid plumbing service. It's the smart move to fix the issue now before it becomes bigger. So when you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769, duckduckrooter.com.
To infinity and beyond. The Jacksonville Icemen are back in town for Toy Story Jersey Night as they take on the Savannah Ghost Pirates February 14th at 7. It's a magical leap as the Icemen wear specially Toy Story-inspired jerseys that evening. Don't miss the family fun for Toy Story Jersey Night this Saturday at 7. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksonvilleIcemen.com, or call 904-602-POP. Iceman hockey is #Sub-Zero.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Are you in the doghouse or maybe have a special occasion soon? It's funny how Kuhn Flowers can take care of any situation. Max Fink here, and anytime I've needed to make her happy, I rely on Kuhn Flowers to make that happiness happen. There's only one, KuhnFlowers.com.
Want a one-stop shop when it comes to commercial or residential construction? Then pick Preferred Builders. They should be high on your list. Over 70 years of construction experience combined with exceptional product and service warranties. They've got a team ready to tackle any size project. In fact, they built their business in Duval by offering superior work at reasonable prices, and reputation over time means something. Honest and knowledgeable, reliable and responsive. Be sure and put Preferred Builders into your game plan for your next construction project. That's Preferred Builders.
At Hollis Pools, building a pool is personal. We sit down with you, listen to your vision, and bring your backyard dreams to life right here in Northeast Florida. Working with us doesn't feel like working with a contractor. It feels like working with family. Every Hollis Pools project supports Project Savior Outdoors, helping bring hope to our veterans. Visit HollisPools.com. Hollis Pools, your vision, your pool, your escape. License number CPC 1461233.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Oh, night one. The nursery, JJ. Night one is what one of our texters said. Another one of our female listeners, and you absolutely have to understand what they go through. 9 months of pregnancy. I don't think any of us men, can completely understand what they go through. And she said, for those of us women who work full time, that is BS.
Well, we're talking about the wives of professional football players, lady.
I know. She's fighting for herself. She's fighting for herself.
She's talking to herself.
Yeah. She says, you can't wake up for a midnight feeding. Keep it. Keep it. So I get
it. Said more than that.
Yeah. But this is, as Big Sir said, Big Daddy made the statement.
Yeah, you're gonna take care of home, and she take care of.
Yeah. Listen, there's certain times for certain matters.
Absolutely.
That I totally get. I understand it 100%, especially around Valentine's Day. But 9
Yeah,
months.
that was perfect timing by Joe Judge.
Yeah, he made a statement. He said, you know what? I'm going to take my time on the stand to send one more message out. All right, let's send this message out now.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, we got helmets and heels getting ready to go. Lauren Brooks joins us now. You guys had a good time yesterday with all sorts of chocolate at Peterbrook.
Absolutely. It was so fun to be at Peterbrook. And since we were gone and y'all were gone, they've changed our studio up a little bit.
Yeah, they made sure that, and this is comfortable.
Yeah,
this is the
it looks
old,
great.
Yeah,
I just had no idea.
yeah, the old setup. Mics are working. Everything's good. All
That's
right,
also important, very important. Yeah. Yesterday, by the way, we played NASCAR driver or country singer.
Yeah.
That was a really fun game. How would you have done, Joe? And obviously, I didn't pick guys like Kyle Busch.
More and more, I would have done less and less actually, because they said there's this one new cat that's coming on. I honestly can't think of his name right now.
Okay.
But he's like this superstar that his parents sent him over to Europe to train. It's almost like sending a kid to IMG to either be a soccer star.
I was going to say, it sounds like Christian Pulisic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And send him over there to be trained to be a race car driver.
Interesting.
So we're going to find out whether or
Wouldn't
not
that
he's
be
gonna
F1?
Yeah,
No,
well, no,
I don't know.
You would think, but anyway, he went over there to learn how to be a stock car driver.
Well, we need to know his name so
Never
we can
heard it.
follow him.
All right, I'm going to find it. All right, what's coming up?
Yeah, we're going to talk about the top 10 performers for the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2025. So we each have our own list of 1 through 10. So we'll break that down, see whose list is the best.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, there have been plenty of guys that would be up for the candidacy this year as far as how it goes. You hope you have just as many next year.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you.
Helmets and Heels coming up next. And yeah, you're looking for more of those dudes that Jimmy Gladstone's found this past go-around, be it the draft or in free agency. Big Search, you all ready for Valentine's?
Yeah.
You got it all done?
Yeah, I got it all done.
Does she?
The effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put forth the effort.
Yeah. I know you did.
Yeah.
This is the only guy that we know where you sat down and wrote it down, mapped it out.
I did.
All right, so happy Valentine's Day.
You got it.
Yeah. All right, yeah. Connor Zillish, that's the one I was trying to think of. Thank you, fellas, for jumping in on that. We'll find out how good he is, if he's going to be a superstar or not. But you can listen to the Daytona 500 right here on the Superstation on Sunday. We are done. Thanks to Florida Home AC. Make sure you keep that heating unit running right with this cold weather. Check out FloridaHomeAC.com. Joe C., Big Surson, JJ.